Yo, what is up? And welcome back to a stiff receipt. So we got WrestleMania coming up this weekend, which is actually kind of terrifying that it's already time.
It's incredibly terrifying.
Like, how is it all? It's like, I feel like February and March didn't exist. Like, we skipped them. And we're just jumping straight to April.
Yeah, I totally get that.
But we've got another 2 days. I'm going to be real. Like, I know this is the unpopular opinion, but I think I would much rather have one long, super ass long WrestleMania than have a shorter WrestleMania over the course of 2 days. But I'm sure that's crackhead thinking, I imagine, to most people.
Well, you have to think they ballooned into how many people having matches at WrestleMania. It went from being a normal pay-per-view size thing to this fucking behemoth.
Right. It's like it's not even like a wrestling show at this point. It's like it's an event. It's a showcase. It's the whole deal. I mean, they have like a whole. It's like a freaking. Like a movie premiere type thing, even. They get all kinds of celebrities out there and do shit like before the show.
To be fair, that's always what Mania has been. Because if you look at the very first
but this year it's also Hollywood, so it's going to be even worse.
Bigger. But it's the same thing with the original one. I think it was somewhere like that. It was like New York. It was either Madison Square Garden, I think is where it was. And that one was the big draw was Cyndi Lauper.
That's true, yeah.
So
that is true.
Everybody always gets upset when there's like, it's WrestleMania, it's supposed to be for wrestling. It's like your first main event had something to do with Cyndi Lauper in the very first WrestleMania. I don't think you guys get to talk down to people. It's stupid. But yeah, it's always terrifying. I would rather have just a decently sized pay-per-view. You know, like if the pay-per-view was about the size of Raw, maybe a little bit longer, it'd be a good pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But that, because you'd have some decent matches, you could fit a whole bunch of matches on that. But like, it's WrestleMania. Everybody's got to get their spot in. So you get 2 nights of just ridiculous.
And, I mean, realistic. I think just about all of the matches I think will be good. There's not very many where I'm just like, I don't know about that or anything. There's some that I'm not as excited for, but I think most all of them will be entertaining at least.
Listen, barring most of them will be normal matches that are not normal matches, but it'll be wrestling, it'll be fun, it'll be cool. The only one that might get a little weird for wrestling is if Logan Paul gets arrested by the Federal Trade Commission and or IRS at some point.
I'd pay money to see that.
That's still a possibility. And you know what? If that did happen,
oh my god, if that happened live,
it would be
legendary.
That would be the best WrestleMania ever and always.
A real nice surprise.
Then, now, forever the best.
In jail.
Yes. One can dream. But anyways.
All right. Well, the first match on the list, I imagine the order is not accurate, but
I don't think it is.
The first match on this list is Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio, which we finally had the moment. Rey finally hit Dom on SmackDown last week, and I'm telling you, like, I don't think I've ever been more excited for something to happen on TV in my entire life. I was just every week waiting for that moment to happen, and then it finally does. God, it was such a wonderful release.
It was nice. it was good feels, bro. That's all I gotta say.
But we're getting the match. See how this goes. I mean, Rey Mysterio is in the hall. He's getting inducted to the Hall of Fame this year, and
so are we betting on a run-in spot from Dom? Are we gonna pull that?
I don't know. That's what my whole thought process is right now, right? Because since they're in a feud, Rey's getting inducted in the Hall of Fame, so Conan is inducting him. I'm assuming obviously him and Conan are like, close and whatnot, but like,
Unfortunately.
And the Ray and Dom storyline is like so good right now, and I feel like it would be weird if he came out there and made a speech about him during the storyline on the Hall of Fame. But at the same time, he's his son, and I feel like that would be kind of sad that if Dom didn't get like a chance to like talk about his dad up on the stage and whatnot.
No, I actually, in this circumstance, the way that these things work, I know that, you know, Natalia got to say something, and that's one thing, you know, like when your parents go. But for me, I would kind of be okay with it because it's his friend doing it for somebody who's been in the industry with him. You're new. I mean, that is your dad, but it's different.
Right. Well, I mean,
Natalia also is different because she's already had an established career in such a long career at that point. You know what I mean?
Conan inducting him obviously makes more sense, but I mean, giving Dom the opportunity to say something.
You know what? That would be the moment. That would be the cool moment where you could get a little fun, like, character work in for Dom.
Right.
Because you could get him coming in to be like really, like, look like he's gonna like attack Conan or his dad or something in front of everybody.
Yeah, I'm just trying to just keep the storyline going even during the Hall of Fame.
Keep it during that, but like give him the second where he goes to do it, but he doesn't. Like he goes like he's going to, but then he just like, congratulations, and leaves. Like he thought about it for a second and thought badly. Yeah. And like that would be cool. I don't think they're gonna do it, but that would be like fun. That's just my idea. But it could be a cool instance, and we don't know how they're gonna go with it. No hopes up. It's just, you know, it is what it is. I'm just happy that this match is happening because this match is been building, and it's been a storyline, and Dominic's got better on the mic actually, and he's gotten better even in ring a little bit, and it's working for him.
It started as the Drizzling Shits.
Oh, absolutely.
It's weird how we went from that to this like really cheesy comedy gimmick that was actually hilarious, and like now we've kind of come back. And after he kind of got like a little bit over with the crowd because of all the goofy shit, like now we're kind of back in the serious, and and he'll go like he went out there Monday, I think it was on Raw, and literally he said, like, I don't think I've ever said this out loud before, but I wish Eddie was my real father, and like the whole arena exploded in boos. I have never heard boos louder in my entire life. They fucking hate the dude, and
I love it, and so does he, and so does his dad probably, and so would Eddie. Eddie would be
right,
fucking dying.
My thing is, so since Ray's retired or going to the Hall of Fame this year, which is obviously alluding to the fact that he's going to be retiring soon. He's already said he planned on like making it to 50, and then he was done. So. Is Dom like, is he gonna go over on Ray at the pay-per-view to retire him? Because like, I
don't know.
This is a weird situation, I think, because like you want to see Ray beat the shit out of Dom.
You know what?
But
there's a few ways you could do it, because I don't want to see. It would be kind of weird for Ray to just go over on his son before he's gonna start like slowing down.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of weird to me.
I think we could play this match back again like later in the year.
True.
And that would be the cap on it.
That SummerSlam.
It's like this is right. This is the first time they're like in a match against each other. I feel like we could run this back one more time at SummerSlam or something, and then have the actual like retirement match.
I think if you did that does open up a little bit more of an opportunity, which again, Ray
that's
one of those things.
He's 48. I thought he was 49, so he technically does still have a couple years.
He's got 2 years
if he plans on retiring at 50.
This could be him starting to like really get Dom built up on his own and like complete a split for a while, good, and just kind of keep them away from each other. Which to be honest, I don't know if it was a good idea already, or if it was just like they were looking around going, maybe babyface Robin to my Batman isn't working and we need to do something with this. So they immediately just go, oh, turn him a bad guy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what they did. And it worked out in the end after, he went to jail for 24 hours and came out with a teardrop tattoo.
I think right now, like I feel like if with everything going on, like Rhea is in her match, Finn is in the thing with Edge, and then Dominic's thing with Ray. I think right now we should just start casually like doing away with the Judgment Day. We don't have to acknowledge it. We just kind of let it fall apart and then we just forget about it.
I think that would be a really good idea. And
Like,
I think that's what they're doing.
Nothing
Here's the thing.
doing right now seems cohesive or seems to matter. They're just like a bunch of people together, but every single person in that group is doing their own thing by themselves. So the group itself doesn't seem to make any sense right now.
At least back in the, like, with other groups where they're just an amalgamation of people, like something like the Elite, they all go and do their own little thing. They all win their own little titles. They'll do their own stuff. Sometimes they come back together and they do things. But that's pre-established that way. It's kind of like the Bullet Club or NWO or stuff like that. But like the way the Judgment Day was established was this dominant force, like supernatural gimmick almost. Like that's the way it started. Now they've kind of dropped that, but so now it's like, well, what are we doing here? Well, what are we doing here? It's like, well, what are we doing with these people? They're all just off doing their own things. What's the point in having the Judgment Day?
Right.
There is none. There's none. It's just, other than it just gives people backup. Okay, we'll stick Dominic and what's his name? Not Finn, but the other guy.
The Damian Priest.
Yes, thank you. Jeez,
Damian Priest is the only one who doesn't have anything going on right now. It's a little sad.
Stick them together.
Yeah,
stick those two together.
Listen,
let them go off and be buddy. Let Rhea be her champion, and let Finn go off and do anything but what he is doing right now. Change his freaking attire back, please. For the love of God.
Like everything, like with the Judgment Day, I feel like since everything is so, everybody's doing like so much of their own thing right now, it wouldn't even do any good to like have like a breakdown in like on TV or anything. Like it's like oh no, Judgment Day turned on each other. Like who gives a shit?
No, it could be this. It could literally be Finn coming out and going, I didn't make this, but I was in control of it, and it's past point now. Yeah. Or at the end of WrestleMania, the next night, have Edge come out and be like, it's done. I killed it.
Yeah.
They're not doing this anymore.
I will say that I'm still fine with Rhea and Dom being like a team.
Okay.
Because that shit is at least hilarious.
Send Damian and you can even turn Damian back the way he was before, where he's just kind of like goth metal guy before, rather than goth scary goth guy. And then stick him with Finn again and just have them be like just friends.
Yeah.
And then they could be like metal guy and cool guy, and then you have Rhea and Dom, because they are hilarious together.
Yes,
they're fantastic. But whatever. I just think that I'm really with you. I think this night, like WrestleMania, these 2 nights should be the end of Judgment Day at this point. It's run its course. It's a dead gimmick. No one really cares about it.
It never really
took
off ever. I feel like it was.
No, it never really did.
It was a cool idea, but like the whole thing died when Edge left, and it died before that because Edge left because it was Vince McMahon wanted it to be so fucking stupid.
Yeah, it was.
It had potential, but
like his whole thought process behind it.
They wanted the whole supernatural gimmick. Edge's like, nah, I ain't doing that shit. Fuck that.
Yeah, the whole point was just to like beat up people. Like that's all it was. It was just supposed to highlight underutilized lower card people. So he picked Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. And then they're like, and Vince said it's supernatural. Listen, he's gonna grow a mustache here in a couple months. So I don't know if we should be trusting his judgment. Hopefully this will be the end of it, but this
Yeah.
should be fun. There's gonna be drama. We're gonna figure something out. If we're gonna continue on with Dom and his dad being at odds with each other, we can do whatever at this point. I'm sure they'll figure it out. It'll
Yeah.
land.
What's your prediction for Ray versus Dom?
I honestly don't have an exact prediction, but I think you have to make Ray win.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think there's any way around
I
it.
don't think we're gonna have Dom go over on his dad just yet. I think we'll run that back at SummerSlam. I'm gonna pick Ray.
No, I think I'm definitely going with Ray, because I think if you're gonna let Dom go over on Ray, it has to be like kind of redemption. I've got to get one back on my dad in the right way.
Yeah.
So you got to save that for later.
Have it post Judgment Day, and then have him, when
Yeah,
he's by himself and he doesn't have like backup.
Yeah,
and then maybe,
exactly.
Maybe when they do this and they go over, it will turn Dom heel, and they'll have like a nice big hug in the ring, and it'll be like a nice we'll all have a nice cry,
Yeah, it'll be fine. So yeah, no, it definitely will be Ray. I don't think we'll have any other option than that.
Next on this list, we've got the men's WrestleMania Showcase match, which is Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders. I do not give a fuck about this match at all. Because, one, Braun Strowman and Ricochet, still the weirdest tag team ever. Alpha Academy they've already shown signs that they're going to split them off, which is, I'm fine either way, honestly. I love them as a team, but I would love to see Chad Gable go solo and Otis actually go to Maximum Male Models. I think that'd be hilarious.
That would be fun.
And the Viking Raiders nothing they do ends up being good, because the WWE books them like shit. And then we're stuck with the Street Profits, which are great.
Okay, well, Street Profits.
You can't hate the Street Profits.
There's not a downside to the Street Profits. I don't care what anybody says. If anybody says that, Alpha Academy makes me sad, because I do love Otis and Chad together. But Chad is destined for at least upper mid card, if not decent shots at
I think we need to have Chad go mid card singles. It'd be great. I'd be down.
Like give him one of the mid card belts. He needs it. He doesn't need it, but he deserves it. He's somebody who could carry it and be fun. And Otis can just do whatever.
I can almost guarantee we're gonna have like the full split of Otis and Chad Gable this match.
More than likely, you're gonna have something weird happen with Strowman and Ricochet. Probably there's gonna be something weird there. The Viking Raiders are gonna come out with Sarah Logan dressed in cosplay and do something. I don't know.
This is literally just going to be the Street Profits versus Viking Raiders, while the other two teams like exist and fight amongst each other.
Have singles matches with each other. Yeah, that seems about right.
So I guess realistically, I mean, even this match, it probably won't be bad, but I can't be excited about it.
Everybody that's in this match is good, and everybody that's in this match is an actual tag team, except for Braun and Ricochet.
Yeah.
But sorry, but the thing about that is they are just very good. So they work well with one another. They figure things out. They've actually come up with some things together to do things and get the chemistry going and make it look good. So it should be a really good match. It just always makes me upset when I'm watching this. It's like, well, there goes Alpha Academy. There goes one tag team.
Yeah.
And then who gives a damn about the Viking Raiders? And who has at any point since they debuted on the main?
It makes me so
fucking roster
irritated, because they're not like, the idea is great, their look is great, their booking has been dog shit. I mean, I guess they could put the Viking Raiders over in this match, since, as I said, Braun and Ricochet is not even tag team. Chad and Otis are going to be splitting. And the Street Profits, they may be doing more like single stuff. So realistically, I guess they could give it to the Viking Raiders just to put them back in the spotlight,
Part of what pisses me off about the Viking Raiders is they're now back to trying something, because they got screwed over by Vince booking. But now they don't. Now they can't regain anything, because it's not like you can come out as God, I hate saying this name. It makes me hurt that somebody thought this was a good name for the Viking Experience was the name of the fucking tag team.
Oof.
Do you know what their name was before they were the Viking Experience?
What?
The War Raiders.
Okay.
Right? And they used to come out with a bunch of guys like at the NXT takeovers. They had a bunch of other dudes dressed as Vikings with axes holding up as they walked out with like battle drums and stuff, and then all of a sudden it started into like Viking metal, like Amon Amarth style
real.
stuff. It's like, this is way better,
The Viking,
and they ruined everything, and now they can't regain it, is what it is.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, I think that probably does make the most sense, though, to have them win this match. Men's Showcase. Who do you think wins?
Men's Showcase.
My pick is Viking Raiders. I really don't see any other outcome, I'm going to be real.
Honestly,
unless they give it to Braun and Ricochet.
I don't think you can do that. I don't think
you can either.
I don't think Hunter will do that. He's going to give it to an actual tag team.
I would hope
so. You know what Braun and Ricochet are? They're a good way to get a pin because they're not an actual tag team. Yeah. They've just kind of started teaming up, so they're good fodder. So yeah, you could get a pin on one of them with the Viking Raiders, like pin on Ricochet after beating the living crap out of them. Yeah, I could see that.
But I
kind of agree with the Viking Raiders.
I think the Viking Raiders makes the most sense, and it would make them look better because they've just not had a good time for the past while.
I just don't like that.
Remember the whole feud with Sheamus and Drew? That didn't. That they would just come out and attack them, and then literally nothing else happened with it at all. They just abandoned it entirely. Like, what the fuck?
That makes me want to vomit. I hated that. No, it was bad. That they need something. I think you're right, and I'm looking at this, and what makes me sad is that people talk about potentially splitting up Ford and Dawkins.
I just,
like, that makes
I hope,
me sad. I don't like they do that.
I think it'll happen, but I really wish they wouldn't split them. But
I wish they would just let
go the solo route, but just let them still be a team. Why would they do that shit with the New Day? Like, why can't we do that with the Street Profits?
I think that's exactly. Street Profits are new Day is what they are, and they should be kept that way.
Right.
End of story. You can't do anything with them. Their chemistry is so perfect that you cannot keep them from being a team, but you can allow them to do singles things because they're good friends too. That's how that works. You let that happen. So I don't like the split, but I like them doing singles stuff. Ricochet and Strowman aren't going to stay together.
No,
and we're already getting the tease to the split.
Chad
with,
Otis, 100% is going to be. They're going to be split during that match.
That's
when the turn's going to happen.
No, you're right, and that means that even then, so at that point, you know who could get pinned? Chad Gable.
Yeah.
So give Chad Gable a pin at that point and let it happen. It's fine. Viking Raiders going to win in a big match where they look good at WrestleMania.
Because they need it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If anybody needs it, they do.
All right. Well, next we got the Women's Showcase match, which weirdly enough, I'm more excited about this one than the men's one. And normally that's heresy, I would say, because Ronda Rousey's in the match.
I think I'm the exact same excitement level for this.
I've said it before, and I know nobody likes Ronda Rousey. I hate her. Like, she sucks. But I do. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler is a good tag team. They're like the same person, and that actually, they make sense as a team. And I'm here for that.
Can I say some of these tag teams don't make sense, though?
I don't think any of the rest of them make tag. I don't think any of the rest of them make sense.
Yeah, because what do we got? Okay, the one that's not in this picture that we know about, that one's Chelsea Green and
Sonya Deville. Oddly, I feel like they kind of work
makes a
together
little more
because
sense.
they're both like loudmouthed and just
and they
the
both
worst, but in the best
bonded
way.
over making what's his name's
Adam Pearce.
Life a Living Hell. Adam Pearce's Life a Living Hell. So they get.
I like them together too. Now we got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. They're both great.
Makes no sense.
Such a weird team. Doesn't make any sense. Same thing with Natalya and Shotzi.
I think these two have the wrong partners, is what it is. It should
Yeah.
be Shotzi and Liv and
Liv,
Raquel
yeah.
and
You know
Natalia.
what? Now that you mention that would actually be that would make a lot more sense realistically.
Can you imagine Liv on the entrance coming out with her on the tank?
That would be
That
sick.
would be perfect.
Get a freaking
for her.
two-person tank.
Yes. Yes.
Damn it! Now I want
Make
this.
more-
All right, Triple H, go ahead and just switch the teams around, and so we can see this happen. You got a few days.
Paul.
You got this.
Paul, you have SmackDown. We can do this. Paul, listen to me. Thank you. Anyways, no, I mean, it's two-person. One of them drive it, one of them shoot. That would be hilarious. That would be the best thing ever. It'd be big, though. But no, who wins this? It's just Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, and
Ronda
one of them
Rousey
is missing an arm.
Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler will 100% win this match, and I don't even think there's even a slight chance anybody else will.
She is missing an arm right now. Okay, she is hurt. This
I know.
is bullshit.
Yeah,
This
but I
is
mean,
stupid.
like Shayna Baszler is just the better Ronda Rousey, so like.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's remove any ounce of, and I mean this with no disrespect, autism from Ronda Rousey, and you have Shayna Baszler.
But yeah, like they're obviously trying to make Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler like an actual tag team, and I think they're a believable tag team. They're the same style, they have the same look, great, and they're the only tag team in this bunch that gives that vibe. I think there could be
Gives the vibe of a team.
There could be an argument made for Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, but like Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, like truly. Like that just makes the most sense. So they'll absolutely win that, and they will absolutely be the next people to fight for the women's tag team titles.
Can 100%. I say that I just had it. No, they'll be the next ones to fight for it. They absolutely are the only ones that make sense in this.
Yeah.
This is literally a match put together just to get these two over. And that's it. That's all it is. Fine. Not that I'm a huge fan of Ronda, but
right.
Shayna can mouth off for her. It's fine. But that's the problem. They won't give Shayna the mic, and Ronda keeps getting it. I'm sorry. I'm just really sad about this. But no, the rest of this, you know what, my this idea popped in my head just now, and my favorite, like, what if you book somehow tag teams switching partners slowly over a like multi-team match? So like the 4-corner match is happening like this, and somehow slowly you switch Natalia and Liv Morgan for each other on those teams, and they end up on the teams that we just talked about.
There you go.
How, like, there's got to be a way to do that. Like, everybody just kind of understands. They're like, well, I'm going to be on her team now. Yeah, I'm going to go over there.
Musical tag team partners.
I mean, the ref would just kind of look around and be like, are we good? Everybody fine with this? I think. All right, ring the bell. And that would be the start of the match again for no reason. I don't know why that popped in my head, but it's just a stupid idea. But no, it's Rousey and Baszler. That's the only option here.
All right, well, next we got the Intercontinental title match. Drew, Sheamus, and Gunther, which could arguably be the best match of the night. If it's on night one. Night two, we might have a couple contenders, but if it's on night one, could very well be the match of the night.
This is not a WrestleMania where I look at it and go, I want to watch none of this. It's like, oh, there's some good matches here.
Yeah, like no, I'm actually excited. Like this, the last time Sheamus and Gunther like fought, it was probably match of the year for WWE anyways. Like that match was incredible. Now we're adding Drew in there, which makes this even more exciting because Drew and Sheamus are, they've been in like the Banger Bros tag team. So now they're both in this match, in the triple threat match. So I think realistically, what will end up happening is exactly what we freaking got at NXT with Toxic Attraction and Roxanne Perez. They were helping each other out, and then shit happened, and like, yo, blah, 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 and then they'll start arguing, and then they'll start fucking with each other.
No. I think what you're going to get is you're going to get a weird possible heel turn from somebody. I don't know who, but this one they've already thrown.
Somebody,
they've already yelled at one another.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Like they've already thrown shit at one another. So we're past the point of the toxic attraction thing. This
Well,
is
yeah, no,
just
I think
three dudes beating the shit out of
we're
each
gonna
other.
get full blown, like, yeah.
No, it's gonna just be. Well, I get long term what you're talking about now. I guess you're right about
Like
that.
we've
And
already
like
had
the
like the
long
talking and
term.
whatnot.
Good
So we
point.
might have like during the match, they may not be like hostile to each other right off the bat because they've been in the tag team. But,
Oh, but they're
like,
gonna be beating each other up.
Yes,
So.
like it'll definitely end like because I mean Gunther's the only heel in the match, so you know somebody's got. And I think like I don't see Drew being a heel. I think he does better as a face. Sheamus is fucking great at being a heel, and he needs to stay that way.
You want to know the one thing that I remember about the time when you weren't watching when I was?
What?
And how bad it was, and I keep telling you it was bad. Drew McIntyre was actually a heel.
Was this before he was fired?
No, this was after he came back.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he was a heel. I'm gonna be honest, he was actually really good. Like really good. Like he was scary. So he got called the Scottish psychopath, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was good. So he could be a heel. Huh. But I like him as a face. He's fun.
No,
he's a goofy dude. He's too goofy to be a really good, like for me to like him as a heel. He's good as a heel though.
It's just
I just
weird
like him more
because
as a
like
face.
Sheamus never stopped being a heel. He always was with the Pete and Ridge, whatever, the Brawling Brutes or whatever, right?
That's true.
And, yeah, he was a heel. Like they're a heel group, right? And then all of a sudden he starts teaming with Drew McIntyre, it's like I guess he's still a heel, but he's teaming with the face, so like I guess he's face now, and like now we're going into this match, and it's just like I don't know. I think the most logical explanation is that.
I think
regardless,
those two will be the ones that end it, and I think if anything, I kind of want to give it to Sheamus.
I mean, I would be down just because of the absolute banger they had before, but my vote is still Gunther retaining.
I kind of want to move Gunther up.
The thing is, I agree, but they talked about I don't remember who said it, but they whatever report came out that Gunther and Brock Lesnar was one of the pitched matches for Mania, and they said they didn't want to do it because they believed that Gunther needed another year before he was up that high on the card, beating people like Brock Lesnar, which I think is bullshit. But I think given that alone, especially if that's like true that they actually said that, like I don't imagine Gunther will lose the Intercontinental title.
No, you got to give him a little prestige the whole time then.
Yeah.
If that's what they're actually thinking,
right.
All right, fine, let him have it, keep it. We don't absolutely need Sheamus to have it, or anybody to have it, but Gunther kind of probably needs it if he's going to be waiting that long, but I don't see why we're waiting that long on Gunther. We already know who he is. Everybody already knows who he is. Like, he was big before he got here. He might not have the same name, but everybody knows.
Yeah.
He can go. He can go up to the top. He's there. He's that good. And the dude lost all that weight to get on the freaking main roster and look that good. Like he's never looked before. And be on the main roster and be even better. Fuck, put him anywhere. Put him wherever. Just put him at the top. Close. He's good. He's a big, scary German guy. How do you not put him at the top of the card as a heel? It's perfect.
I think Gunther's going to retain. That's my vote.
Yeah.
After we'll have some shenanigans with Drew and Sheamus. Maybe like we have like a moment where fucking Sheamus takes out Drew and he's about to get the win, and then maybe Gunther comes in and surprises Sheamus and like comes out on top.
Yeah, and then afterwards stuff, we could just have Pete Dunne going back to being Pete Dunne and wreck everybody.
Yeah,
just out of spite. You know what? Fuck this! And just start beating everybody up and breaking their fingers. I need Bruiserweight Pete Dunne back.
So up next, we got the Edge versus Finn Balor in a Hell in a Cell match. God, this will be Like, obviously, with everything that has been alluded to, like, Demon Finn Balor seems to be, like, a guarantee. And Brood Edge seems to be, like, a guarantee. Inside of the Hell in a Cell, I think the real question here, though, is what color will the cell be?
They already said it's going back to gray.
Yay!
Yeah, I already saw that they're pulling out the old Hell in a Cell.
Fuck yeah!
So
All
it's not
right.
going to be red anymore.
Okay, good. That right there
Actually,
alone adds a star.
I was already too happy hearing that, and when you asked that question, I was already going to bring it up. When you asked that question, I was like, oh, I get to make his day. Oh, this is going to be great.
Yeah, so that
I
already adds a full star to the match rating. Just going back to the other cell.
Yeah. But I don't know who you put here. I just think Edge goes over Finn, but it'll be Demon Finn.
Because, like, we got Demon Finn, Brood Edge. They'll both probably have some just fucking kick-ass entrances, some of the best of the whole show. You know, we'll probably have some, I don't know, like, I want to say it's like, oh, it'd be cool if we could get some, like, ladder shit going on or some crazy weapons and whatnot, but, you know, like, Edge is old. I mean, Finn is pretty old, too. Not quite as old as
not
Edge,
much
but,
younger.
Right.
He's not that much younger.
I mean,
forget that about Finn.
They'll probably put on a solid match. I'm like, my only thing is, like, Edge has been pretty good since returning. Like, he's had some matches that were all right and some that weren't as great. Not really his fault, but I'm looking at you. Edge has always been like one of my top favorites ever, and like I haven't like gotten like unhyped that he's back, but I will tell you that match he had with Austin Theory reinvigorated my hype for Edge. That match was incredible. That was probably one of the best matches I've watched on Raw in like a year. It was so damn good. And if we could have a match like that with Finn Balor at WrestleMania, god damn, I'll be freaking stoked.
Well, we got good matches with Finn Balor and Edge before.
Not saying that those matches were bad, but like that Austin Theory and Edge match was a 5-star match if I've ever seen it.
I think Edge knows. For one, Edge has already talked about he's basically wrapping up at this point. We're looking at winding down for him too. So him, Ray, people like that, they're all looking to kind of like, listen, I can't be beating myself up this much at this age, which more power to them, they need to, but they're looking to give us everything. So, and Edge is not the guy that doesn't give you everything trying, even if it fails, it falls flat. Everything he's ever done has been like, well, he did everything he tried. Yeah. It's just, I mean, Vince McMahon booked it. What am I supposed to do? I mean, it's kind of like, you know, I did my part in the Royal Rumble. Oh God, here comes the boss. I'm leaving, get my stuff and go to the car.
But
so it is one of those things where he never doesn't give 110%. And to be honest, I've never seen Finn Balor have a bad match where it wasn't something like his when he won the Universal title and then tore his shoulder or something like that.
That's so unfortunate for him.
That night, and he had to, it was literally what CM Punk did twice.
Yeah.
So it really it is one of those things where he that's about the only time I've ever seen him have a good match, or when somebody else is just so bad that even Finn can't pull him through it. So it'll be good. It'll be fun. I don't know how crazy it'll be.
Right.
Finn gets weird.
Edge. Like it'll be in a Hell in a Cell, but we may not have anything like crazy going on in the cell. We won't have like a Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins Hell in a Cell match by any means.
We definitely won't have a Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
That one had the screwdriver through the gauge hole and twist.
Oh yeah.
Not cool.
I think that one's pretty certain Edge over Finn Balor. Makes the most sense story-wise, especially with the attack on Beth Phoenix and whatnot. I don't see Finn Balor winning this one. I think Edge will take it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
My only thought process with that though is we got it's Brood Edge versus Demon Finn Balor. And Demon Finn Balor has never lost other than the fucking Roman Reigns match, right?
Yep, but we've
that,
already broke that.
But that doesn't. But technically, he didn't lose to Roman Reigns. He lost to God. Remember?
No.
You don't remember that?
No.
Remember, he got up on the top rope. Like there was a pretty good match, all things considered, and he was about to finish it. He went up to the top rope, and then the rope broke, and then he fell, and then Roman Reigns just won. And then at the end of the match, Roman Reigns like looks up in the sky as if God just helped him win. Like God interfered in the match.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. I literally blocked that out of my memory like a PTSD
like
flashback.
Most people
Holy
probably should.
Shit. I don't know. No, you should never forget that. You should remind people of that. Remind people, well, why does everybody hate Vince McMahon? Fucking this.
Yeah.
Right here.
So it would be cool. Look,
Finn Balor got defeated by the Lord.
This would be, if Edge won, this would, I guess, be like the first actual loss.
The
that
first
wasn't
legit
without an interference from the Lord.
Yeah, without an interference from God Almighty. This is two dark creatures fighting each other.
Who better to do that than freaking Edge?
And Edge, and I've seen it basically being confirmed that he's doing full brood entrance with Gangrel.
Holy fuck, that'd be great, dude. The only thing that would make it better is if they also got Christian in there somehow. God damn, I'd shit. I'd explode
myself, and I really would.
I would turn to dust.
I'd just be brain matter all over this room. Head exploding. Oh, it would be so good. But yeah, it's got to be Edge. There's no other explanation for that.
Yeah.
There's no other way that you can end this other than
Edge be the one to get like a legit win over Dean and Finn Balor.
And he had to go in a dark place to a dark area.
He had to go to the back alley of a Wendy's.
He had to go to
3 a.m.
No, let's be honest. He had to go back to 2002 and watch Blade 2. That's where he went. He went to Blade 2.
Blade 2. Next up, which I don't think there's anything to say about this match. Brock Lesnar versus Omos. The match that everybody has been anticipating for years. Lesnar will win. That's just a fact. This is my thought process. Like, if they said that Gunther was not in the place to get a win over Brock Lesnar, there is no fucking reality that Omos is. So.
Oh, there's not a chance.
So like, it's like this isn't like there's nothing about this match that is going to be good. Like I don't even know if it can be considered entertaining. Like what could they possibly do to make this match fun to watch?
The only way it could be entertaining is if they try really hard and it looks like they're putting in their damnedest, but it's just so bad. It's
but Brock Lesnar doesn't like doing that.
The Room. It would have to somehow be like wrestling's version of The Room. And it would be entertaining. But you can't do that with this.
It's like I almost feel bad
Brock
for Omos.
Lesnar doesn't give a shit enough.
Yeah, that's it. I almost feel bad for Omos in this situation, which is funny. Because like Brock Lesnar, he doesn't give a fuck. He gets paid, $1 billion a year to come out and just fucking half-ass everything he does. Because what are they gonna tell him? It's like, no, you can't work here anymore. Like they ain't ever gonna tell him that. So he goes out there, does the exact bare minimum, and just shits out nothing.
What is he gonna do? You can't work here anymore. All right, stop selling my t-shirts. Okay, settle down.
It's like okay, farm man. Let's keep it. Let's chill.
Let's talk this over. Maybe you can work tonight.
Anyway, we're at this point with Lesnar. It's just that's all these matches are. It's like it's not. You can't be excited about them anymore because you can tell he's not there for the sport of it or the fun of it. He's there specifically for the money. So,
do you think Hunter is at the point where he's looking at this going, all right, as quickly as we can get this done?
I don't know. Like that was another thing. Like there was apparently like they said there were reports that like there was beef with Triple H and Brock, but that has all been shut down.
No, I'm not saying
actually,
beef or anything.
right.
I'm just logistically and like logically thinking. He's like, listen, he doesn't care. We honestly don't either. He just makes money.
That's right.
But if
like
he's
he doesn't
more
care.
money than he's worth,
he doesn't care.
then,
They don't care. He's gonna make them shitloads of money regardless. So it's just like they're just gonna just let him do it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I get that. I get maybe for pushing him once every really big pay-per-view. That's about it. Fine. But I just don't care about anything that has to do with Brock Lesnar. I haven't.
Yeah.
When he was at the top of the card, I
Brock
wanted
Lesnar,
to do bad
in
things.
the early 2000s, was the shit, and that ship has sailed. You know, there was a lot of hype when he came back from the UFC, but like I feel like that died down pretty quick.
Well, yeah. Plus, we're actually a little ways out from him coming back from the USC or UFC.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's just I hate everything about this, and I want to be done. Just get it done over with.
All right, then we got
Whatever.
Trish Stratus, Lita, Becky Lynch versus Damage Control. I don't know how I feel about this match. Like, because they're all of the people in this match are fucking great, but I don't buy either team as a team, like at all at this point.
I want nothing to do with this match. Actually,
Like, I don't care about this match. I love
the build
everybody
hasn't
involved.
been fun. Nothing.
Yeah, like this whole, I would have much rather have seen Trish and Lita take on Sky and Dakota Kai, and then when we got like some kind of like big, like Becky Lynch and Bayley match instead.
Yeah, the whole like, I don't know, like the whole waiting for Lita to, or not Lita, but Trish to come back.
I think that
and
that has a lot to do with this whole thing.
Screwed it all up
because she was supposed to be there, like according to everybody, it was like two weeks before she actually did, but there was issues, and then it ended up not happening. Also, literally just tweeted out, they're showing pictures of this Hell in a Cell getting constructed at the arena, and it is fucking gray. Yes!
It's gray. Told you, dude.
I'm so happy. I'm so damn happy. But
we're gonna be able to actually see and not our eyes hurt the whole damn time.
But yeah, the match will be all right. The one thing that I am curious with this match, though, because they talked about, one of the things that was reported was like Trish Stratus, and the reason she didn't debut when she did is they were trying to figure out what they wanted to do with her creatively, and she wanted to do like some kind of heel angle. And what if she freaking turns on them? You know, I don't know if that would make much sense or if I'd be very excited about it, but it could, I guess.
Again, I'm at the point where it's just, I don't care.
Yeah.
Mostly the only thing interesting about this match is this match poster and how much Bayley looks like I could find her down at the school next to my house right now.
Yes.
Waiting for her kids. That is the look of a woman who has asked for the manager frequently.
But this, and then again, like they took the tag titles off of Dakota Kai and Io Sky, which I thought was weird, and we got them on Lita and Becky Lynch, which we obviously know that they're going to be transitional champions. Ronda and Baszler will take it from them, or somebody will take it from them, and then Ronda and them will take it from whoever takes it from them. But like, we know Lita is not going to be around long enough to have the tag title at any like amount of time. So,
can I be honest here, really though, about this whole thing? I don't think I care about Damage Control at all.
No, I don't either. I think it was a good. They like when it started, it was cool because they brought him in. Like Io Sky, she wasn't. I don't think she was fired yet, but like she was, kind of out on her way out, and they brought her in. So it was like that was cool. Yeah. But Dakota Kai was actually gone from the company, and they brought her back, and then Bayley returning. So it was a huge deal, but I don't feel like they've done really anything exciting with the three of them, and I don't really think that the three of them like vibe together very well.
I think kind of. I think Io and Dakota vibe, all right. They kind of work together. I don't know. I just
Yeah,
don't like.
just leave them as a tag team,
I don't
and
know.
then like we'll split this off. Like let Becky and Lita lose the titles to Baszler and Ronda, and then we'll split up Damage Control, but keep Dakota Kai and Io Sky as like a tag. Like I'm down with that. Then we've got like two actual like women's tag teams.
True. I just feel like this is a weird way to get to get Becky versus Bailey.
Right. It would have just been better if we would have had like a big match between the two, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like this. This is really weird, and I don't know. It's just dumb. Oh well. I guess I don't know who do you think is going over in this one? Who's winning?
I really don't know. I think it would be it would make more sense to give it to Lynch, Lita, and Stratus because they've got the tag titles. So you know, because they'll have to fight Ronda and Baszler when they win that other match. So
True.
You don't want them to just lose this match and then lose the next match, like especially since it's fucking Lita, you know. So
True.
I think it would have to be them. I mean, it could really. I think this one could work out either way, but I think it does make more sense to give them the win since they've got the belts, and we all know that they're going to lose it soon because Lita is not going to stick around long term. You know.
No, she's not. She's not long term. No.
But
I don't know.
Well,
I'm with you. It's got to be Lynch, Stratus, Lita.
Yeah.
It's got to be them. I just don't. The whole thing is this is one of those ones where I'm looking at it and go, this is a whole mess that we got booked into at this point.
This also applies to the next match, but one more thing I'll add before I go over to that is this build up and these two teams don't give a shit about it at all. But the match itself should be all right.
No, I'm totally with you there.
Which we've
moved. Nothing about the actual match I care about. The outcome of it doesn't matter. I know they're going to put on a good show. I'm going to enjoy
Which
it. Which
transitions us into Bianca Belair versus Asuka. Fucking weird match. Terrible build up for this match, but like, fuck,
it's gonna be good.
They're going to be fucking great. This match, I would almost argue, has probably had the worst build up of all of the matches on the card.
It's a weird build up because
it barely was a build up at all. It barely anything happened. It just wasn't good, and I don't know. I don't think it's really their fault. I think they're a kind of an odd pairing, but there's just so much else going on story wise that's way more important. Realistically, I think what should have happened and would have made more sense to me is Rhea Ripley taking the damn belt off of Bianca Belair instead of Charlotte. Because Bianca Belair and Rhea, to me, in my eyes, that's a better pairing than Asuka and Belair.
No, I don't know. My thing is, I think anybody can wrestle one another as far as styles go. Most of the time, I don't think there's that much of a problem there. I can see where like certain things don't gel well, like super serious supernatural things,
right?
Or like super serious things don't gel well with like comedic stuff or supernatural stuff. So like I get that, but like as far as wrestling, like in ring styles and stuff, unless it's being outlandish, it usually can be done. So and if anybody can do it, it's going to be Bianca and Asuka.
But
so it's going to be really good.
It'll be a good match, even if everything like build up for it's fine. I don't think it'll probably be like just a straight up match. No fuckery, no bullshit. I mean, other than she'll probably sneeze green mist into her face or black, whatever the color is now. But other than that, it should be just a normal, solid, great match. And I don't know. Do we? This one I'm torn on. I honestly don't care.
Keep it on Bianca.
I don't care which way the belt goes on this one, but I don't know. I don't know what's more likely to happen. I think because the buildup has been so weak, it probably makes more sense to leave the belt on Bianca.
Do you want to know what the problem? Part of the problem is this is two like very charismatic face characters. This
Yeah,
isn't like
we
one
need-
that kind of rides the line. I mean, Asuka has been a heel before, and
Yeah,
she's
we
been a
need-
very good
I
heel,
think we
but
should
she's
turn her
either
heel.
wholly in one camp or just completely over, and everybody
Especially
loves
we've
her.
we got the whole creepy clown gimmick thing going on now. So
Yeah, but
like,
that kind of is
it
part
would
of
make
her thing anyways.
it would make sense. Like we already had like the kind of the visual like gimmick change. So just go ahead and like turn her heel, and then you know.
I don't know. I think it's fine. It just doesn't. It's what I was gonna say though is it's that on top of there was nothing placed on it. It felt like there was no emphasis on it.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing. Did nobody like there was no talk about it. Like
Yeah.
I hate to say that because it's one of those stupid things. It was like there's nobody on social media talking about it. Well, that's not the only thing you judge anything by, but that does mean something sometimes.
Yeah.
And when I'm not seeing anybody care about it, when I'm not seeing those normal people that talk about things talk about it or even mention it
Well, it's
hardly,
like, as I said,
it's not obviously it's not landing or there's not something there. So the buildup just wasn't there. The gimmicks could work against each other. The match could work. It just feels like there's no stakes or reason.
Right. Like, and there's so much other major story things going on. So I can get why they can't put full focus on everything that's going on.
Then why do it?
Well,
like,
I
you know what I
mean-
mean? Then why do some of the other things that we're doing?
Well, because I think everything else that's going on is more interesting, realistically, other than the damage
Fair.
control thing.
Exactly. Well, that's one.
I'm not interested in that, but
no.
I mean, as you know, as we said, like at the very least, we know this is going to be a good match. So,
Oh,
and that's
absolutely.
realistically all we can hope for.
Absolutely. That's all that you should really care about. We're just getting pedantic about stuff.
I don't even know how. I don't even know if I have a prediction. Like I just don't know.
Bianca keeps it. Wait, ooh, this is interesting.
I'm-
Hey, you know what?
I'm gonna
This
lean
article
towards.
you gave me is
Yeah.
actually leaning towards Asuka.
Is it?
That's interesting.
Oh, I
Ooh.
just realized it does say their prediction at the bottom.
Wow, I just saw that. Hang on, let me read what they're saying.
Well, this is my thought. Like, Asuka, like, she had that run that was kind of weird, and then like, I was trying to remember what all happened with that. Like, Becky gave her the belt, and then like shit happened, and then I think Asuka got injured, right? She was out for a bit.
Yeah.
And then she didn't do a whole lot, but then she came back the Royal Rumble, and we got this whole new gimmick, and we got the whole new thing. And I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like it would be kind of sad to, like, now that we've got this whole new thing going on here, and not give her the belt. But
I kind of get what the point is, what they're saying in this article, and kind of the reasoning behind it. And it goes along with kind of what you're talking about. But it's also Triple H really likes Asuka,
yeah,
like a lot. He booked the crap out of her
mm-hmm.
in NXT, made her look amazing, and
Yeah.
she is. I mean, by herself, but the booking on top of that just took it to a whole new level. We're gonna get that with him in WWE, possibly if he gets a chance. So in the main roster,
yeah,
is what I meant. So I think we give him a chance, give it to Asuka, see where we're gonna go with it. Maybe play with the mysterious dark part of the thing like he's done before. I think that you could give it to Asuka, take it off Bianca for a little bit. She can work back
Yeah.
up. She's good at falling down and then coming back.
But I don't. I'm very much like on the fence on this one. I'll give
Same.
Asuka like a slight edge because I just really want to see her with the damn belt. So that may be a little biased, but
I love Asuka, so I always want to see her with a belt.
all right. And arguably the most exciting match of the whole goddamn weekend.
The real main event.
Fucking undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos. They gotta win. Sammy and Kevin gotta win. Like, that's it. It's time. It is time. It is time to wrap all of this up. This should be the show that does it. It needs to happen. This should be the
Yes.
cap on the whole story. It's been such a fantastic storytelling with Sammy and the Bloodline and Kevin Owens now, and we need it. It's time.
Yes, I completely agree.
I imagine we'll have a match with a lot of fuckery. Probably not as many ref bumps as the Roman Reigns match will be, but we may have one or two.
Well, you gotta get your Vince Russo style in.
We'll have
It's gotta be like a 2000s WCW match. Come on.
We'll have some fuckery. I mean, Jay has made like a pretty good case of the past like few weeks of him, not being on Sammy's side now, and definitely being with the Bloodline and his brother. I mean, maybe there's a small chance that something could happen. I think realistically at this point, there's a bigger chance of Jimmy fucking him over, because he's like, you know what? You left me hanging for so long, teaming up, being friends with this asshole. Fuck you.
Right.
But yeah, I imagine we'll see some kind of inner turmoil between the two in the match. Probably not like a full-blown like turning on one another,
No.
but we'll have some kind of like, something where they get irritated with each other, and then probably end up costing him the match.
There will be, I don't know what we're gonna do, but there's gonna be something.
But it's time. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. That's it.
Yeah, it needs to happen. Because they got to get it off them, even if they lose it to the Viking Raiders or whatever. Fine.
Which, I mean, yeah.
You got to get it off them.
Yeah. I guess like Solo is like the wild card here, because would he interfere in this match, or would he interfere in the Roman match? Or will he just not
Solo?
show up? Or will Solo just not be there at all? Like,
no, he'll be
Solo's
there.
gotta be there. Yeah, he's gotta be there. So like, I don't know. Maybe.
I have ideas.
Oh wait, I got an idea too.
You do?
Okay. All right. Schemes. Roman Reigns has had enough of their shit, and he's saying like Solo comes out to assist the Usos, but turns on both of them under orders of Roman Reigns. And Roman breaks up the bloodline.
Okay.
And we got Roman and Solo as staying together, but the Usos like, getting fucked. Or maybe it'll happen. It'll probably make more sense after the match. Like they lose the titles and Roman's like, you guys are out, and then he sends Solo out, and then he fucks with them. But
no. Here you go. You think it's Roman to send him out, right?
Yeah.
You think it's Roman because for the next match, it ends up being the tribal elders are not happy with Roman Reigns anymore.
Yeah.
So he doesn't help Roman Reigns. Now Roman's got to fend for himself. Even the wise man leaves him. So now he's all by himself.
I hope the wise man doesn't leave him, because I'm really hoping that we end the show with Paul Heyman getting fucking slammed through a table or something.
No. That would be nice. Everybody wants to see Paul Heyman hurt. I understand. It's normal. Guys, it really is. I promise. But no, we're not going to get that. What we're going to get is we're going to get Roman by himself, because what will end up happening is it'll come to the point where everybody's tired of everyone's shit, basically, and the tribal elders will look at Solo and be like, "Don't help, done," because it's repeated every time that he's not there for Roman. He's there because he was sent there by the tribal elders. So at any point, if they go, "Hey Solo, don't worry about it," or if they tell him to beat up Roman Reigns, he'll do it.
Or to
he'll be the one to turn.
Or to add to that, like the Usos lose the match, and nobody comes out to help them, and they end up losing the match. They get to the Roman match, and Roman's like, "Somebody give me a fucking chair," or whatever, like he normally does. And they come out there, it's like, "Why weren't you there for us, huh?" You weren't there for us when we had our match and lost our titles. Why should we be there for
I
you?
think
And then
that's
they
actually
leave.
the more likely.
Yeah.
I think that's actually the more likely, which is Roman doesn't give a damn about them, to be
Right.
honest, because you can see it. That's the way it's been set up. That's the way he treats them. Does nobody remember that the beginning of this was him dividing the Usos against each other?
Right. I mean,
That was the whole point of the beginning
he fought
of this
Jay in like the main
story.
event of a pay-per-view, if I remember
Yes.
correctly.
Yes, he fought Jay. Like, that was the whole thing. He turned the Usos against each other, had a match with one of them to start the bloodline.
Yeah.
That's day one of that. So, yeah, this is how this starts. It's going to end with them going, you never really fucking cared about us, did you?
Yeah.
Well, no, to be fair, I manipulated you the whole time, but you're too stupid to know that. So that's how that's going to go.
Right.
And at some point, they're going to be like, well, who told you to do that? Well, actually, Paul did. And Paul's going to already be gone because Paul has been gone for the last hour and a half.
Yeah.
Because that's what Paul does. Oh, yeah, your checks
my
are in the mail,
tribal chief.
ECW guys.
No, my tribal chief.
Yeah, you know what? If you ever want to know how slimy Paul Heyman is, just ask any ex ECW employee about their paycheck.
Yeah, yeah.
And the amount of times it's in the mail, I don't know why priority mail hasn't got there yet.
There was one thing I heard. I think it was from Tommy Dreamer, which is, not a good source, to be fair.
Tommy's not a terrible source.
But
he's just
he
dumb.
talked about, like, there was a lot of things that he fucked up in ECW. But the one thing that he will stick up for Paul Heyman for is, like, when the ECW was closing, I forget what he did exactly, but he didn't tell anybody that ECW was closing, and he waited a certain amount of time so that he could pay out the paychecks to everybody before everything like went bankrupt or whatever, because after that point the checks would not have cleared. So Paul Heyman waited a strategic amount of time so that those checks would clear to the talent before ECW went under.
Because he waited enough time for it to be
he talked about that was why Paul Heyman was on WWE like immediately or whatever, right? Like after all that happened or something.
Well, yeah, because part of the thing was, if you ever listen to like the Dudleys talk about it, Devon talks about the time that they had already left ECW and WWE hired them when they were first there. Well, they go walking in and Paul's already there. Yeah. And they go, what the fuck are you doing there here? And he goes, how do you think your shit gets paid? And just keeps going. Like, that's the whole point. He did try. I'm not saying that he's a complete scumbag. He's just, well, he is kind of a complete scumbag. I say that all the time. He's a scumbag for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of shit he's done. He did try at the end, though, to try and still keep paying them at some point, even if he couldn't. I don't think he was trying to stiff anybody. I just think he's, well, full of shit and trying to buy as much time as possible.
I don't know like a whole lot of how all that shit went down in ECW, but as I said, I do remember watching
an interesting guy,
a video with Tommy Dreamer like explaining. I think it was Tommy Dreamer. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I think it was Tommy Dreamer.
Tommy Dreamer probably did stick up for him. The ones that don't and are hilarious are the Dudleys. Do not. Sandman does not.
I don't think Sandman sticks up for anything. All he wants to do is drink beer and beat the shit out of people.
Sandman's like, give me a beer, I'll talk shit about Polly.
But all right, so that I think has now been confirmed. Like that's the cap of night one will be that tag match. Thankfully it'll get a main event spot. I don't think these matches are in order or anything, but that they did say that was going to be the main event of night one, unless they change things, which they often do, so it wouldn't surprise me. But
then where do you put the women's championship match?
Before it, or I know that
you want to book those back to back.
I don't know. I mean, I do know that the main event is the tag match, unless they change it, and the start of the show is Cena and Austin Theory.
I guess that makes sense.
That's night one. So it has to be in the middle of the card somewhere.
What if you start night one? Never mind. Doesn't matter. This is stupid. Anyways, it was just me like being like anal retentive about everything. Just weird spot for all that. We're not even. Damn, we still have 3 more matches.
Yep. So next up we got
4.
Charlotte
I'm
Flair
sorry.
versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Again, great match.
Yeah, it's a Ripley.
I think this one has a slight better build than the other women's match. Still not great.
They have history.
But I'm down with this. This will be a great match. And Jesus Christ, this whole setup feels like Charlotte is just the transitional champion between Ronda and Ripley, realistically. And normally I'd be like, oh God, they gave the belt to Charlotte again. Why? But they took it from Ronda Rousey and then gave it to Charlotte. So I was like, okay, I'm all right with this. And like now that everything has played out, I'm like, okay, I see now. They did this so that the WrestleMania match wouldn't be Ronda versus Rhea. Now it makes sense because nobody wants to see that.
Praise God and Triple H's booking ideas.
Right.
So
it's like
disaster.
everything works out great in the end. But no, this will be a great match, and Rhea Ripley will win this match. Absolutely, 100%. There's literally 0.0 reason to give Charlotte Flair this title back. Ripley's time.
Yeah, there's no reason to keep it on. There's no reason to keep it on Charlotte.
No,
she's already proven who she is.
Yeah,
it's not like she needs it to look any better. It's not like people want
and this will be great too because I feel like it's Ripley's time. Like she's in the top slot now, and who's she taking on? The other top slot person, you know?
Yep.
And this is way more impactful watching her get the win over Charlotte than it would be Ronda. Like that, her getting the win over Ronda doesn't mean shit. This actually means something.
Right.
So, again, I don't, we maybe some fuckery because, Rhea is, super heel right now, but Ripley wins, like, 100%.
Absolutely.
All right, then we got Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. The match that nobody wanted, and everybody is upset that they're excited to see because they know it'll be great, and they really don't want it to be.
We're all we're all feeling like hypocrites right now.
It sucks because the match will, God damn it, like Logan Paul hasn't had a bad match yet. He's a giant spot machine.
Dude, the fucked up part of this is everybody knew this was gonna happen as soon as the Royal Rumble was going on.
Yeah,
we all saw it.
It was
everybody
immediate.
knew.
That's where it started, right there.
It was the point, and I hated it. But I was also like, I actually want this. Why do I want this? Why am I happy that it's happening? And I'm still a little fucked up about it. But you know what? It's fine. It'll be all right. It's good. This is gonna be a fun match. Rollins will do crazy things.
Yeah, it'll be one of the, it'll probably be one
Logan
of those
will do crazy things.
Shorter matches of the show, but they'll have like a lot of like
quick spots.
Quick, awesome, like big moments for sure. Especially given the news that's come out, I don't think Logan Paul will be winning this match. I think Rollins will win.
No.
Logan Paul's contract is apparently up after the show, so
yes,
he would have to re-sign, and I don't imagine they would give a win to Logan Paul, and if his contract was expiring.
They would already have to have a deal in place, and
right?
Which they'll lose.
Which they've not talked about anywhere so far. So, yeah, I imagine Logan Paul will lose this one.
Yeah, they would have already said that he had an extension.
Yeah,
but now he's getting the rub going against Rollins. Rollins will get the victory though.
All right, then we got U.S. Championship match: John Cena versus Austin Theory. Again, I think this is pretty straightforward. Theory will retain. Like, what better way to get Theory over, even more over, than have him beat John Cena for the United States title at WrestleMania on the day one opening match? Like, It's just set up too perfectly.
Have the 4th version of John Cena fight the 1st version of John Cena.
Dude,
it's brilliant.
Dude, Theory needs to, he needs to come out wearing John Cena's gear.
Yes. Oh my God, he's so close. Anyways, if he just matched the colors,
Dude,
even.
imagine we like the show starts.
Wasn't like blue and orange
and we
or
hear
something like that?
and we hear the Dr. Thugonomics theme. That
will be
this is
hilarious.
Thugonomics, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, John Cena's going retro!" But then it comes out and it's fucking Austin Theory wearing like the chain gang gear and doing the "You can't see me."
No. Hang on. I've got what he needs to wear out. Because you're gonna laugh your ass off when you see it. Because this is what his debut actually looked like.
What, John Cena's debut?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the tights.
The red and black. Just have him look like that.
I mean, yeah, he could, but he kind of already does look like that, honestly.
Exactly. Well, then just let him
Like
wear the exact.
all you'd have to do is shave his beard and get a different haircut,
No,
and he would literally
just
look
let
exactly like him.
Let him wear the exact tights is what I'm saying. Like he's already close-ish, but he needs to wear the exact red and black, like the red on the rim of it everywhere, like the like the openings, and then the black with the red.
He could.
What it actually is.
He could wear the transition attire when he went away from that, but wasn't quite like the John Cena, and he was wearing those like baggy, like fuzzy pants with the bucket hat.
Oh God, no! Please don't do that to him. Please don't. That's so mean.
I really do. Now that I've said all this out loud, I really do hope we get some kind of swerve like that. That would be absolutely amazing to hear the old school music. And it not be Cena, instead be Theory. But
right.
But Theory will win. I doubt he'll win clean, but he'll win.
Oh, dude, he could totally pull that off if you put the T's on the side. That would be hilarious.
Yes,
I think you should do it.
But this is a big match for Theory. Easily the biggest match ever for him. 100%.
Oh yeah.
And he'll retain.
And it's gonna be good. It'll be a good match, and he'll retain absolutely.
And this is one that we've had a great build up to that hasn't been like we haven't seen a lot of Cena because obviously he's doing other shit nowadays. But like every time that we have seen Cena, holy shit! Like that segment when he was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, Cena in Theory. That segment was fucking amazing. That segment there, like, that was like John Cena be like, yo, I can still get out there and fucking talk on the mic and be fucking just awesome. So
well, I'm gonna be like, I never watched during Cena. I never got to see Cena at the peak. That was close, man.
It was great. I mean, the only difference is like nowadays he just gives a fire promo instead of rapping a promo.
That's true, but there's a reason he was at the top. It's not just because he got pushed there because Vince liked him. Vince liked him for a reason.
That was the whole thing with John Cena, because the whole thing was an accident.
It really was.
I've seen the freaking interview like 1,000 times on TikTok. The whole thing was with that when he was wearing the tights, right?
Yeah.
Like he was out. He knew he wasn't going. Like he was getting released, and he wasn't going because it wasn't working. And he was wrestling like one final house show or something. And the story is Rikishi, Rey Mysterio, and I don't remember who else. Maybe Randy Orton. I don't remember. Or like the back of the bus. And they're all like freestyling in the back. And John Cena comes up and starts joining in with that. And just killing it. And like Stephanie McMahon's sitting in the front of the bus. And she stops him. He's like, why are you not doing that? Would you like to do that out there? It was great. And he's like,
that's funny.
Or she said, the first thing she said was like, how did you remember all of that? And he's like, remember what? It's like the things that you just said. How do you remember the words? It's like, oh, I don't know. That just came off the top of my head. It's called freestyling. He's like, how would you like to do that out there? It's like, I don't know. I could give it a go. And this first segment where he did it, it was like a backstage promo party thing. And he goes out there and just does the little freestyle rap, and like everybody fucking loved it. And like from that moment on, it was just to the moon. So the whole John Cena's entire character was just a fucking freak, complete accident.
It really is just one of those situations where you do, and it's a cliche. It's stupid, and I hate saying shit like this, but it's a cliche. You really do have to look at yourself and go, what's part of me that I can use as a gimmick?
Yeah.
Like, where's part, like, I know, like, you could look at somebody and be like, all right, I would emphasize that. And when the white dude goes over there and raps like that, you go, wait a second, come back here, Eminem. We need to put you out there.
And that's the thing. Like, this whole thing is because Stephanie McMahon. If it wasn't for her, dude, Vince McMahon never would have liked John Cena, you know?
You know what's fucked up is you hear people talk shit about Stephanie McMahon, but you know what I've heard lately? Do you know what the one thing that you hear about, like, people from this era about her and Triple H? It's like talking to their parents.
Yeah.
It's like Stephanie's mom backstage.
Well, like what I was talking about like earlier with like all of the like it's, as of like right now, anybody who is either is like in the pool to buy the company or has been rumored have all said that if we're going through this deal, Vince McMahon has to leave the company. Like, he's not staying. He can't stay.
Oh, yeah.
And the other thing that everybody was saying is like, we want Stephanie back.
You still have to have a McMahon.
Like, it seems very clear to me that, because the timing was just too like perfect for this not to be the case. Like, Stephanie McMahon was like, no, if he's coming back, this is stupid. I'm out.
Oh no, absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, no, she's probably not. Listen, obviously, nobody's gonna say anything like she hates her dad or anything. Like, she's probably not happy about him. She probably don't want to talk to him right now. She's probably not gonna look at him the same way. It happens, but she's also like, I'm not gonna just hang around here. I'm not gonna deal with it because I have to deal with everything that I've already dealt with my dad.
Yeah.
When it comes to working for him,
and
I'm gonna go take that time off. I was supposed to.
I'm sure she knows, just like Paul knows. It's like, you know, even if you respect the dude and you don't want to like shit on him, I'm sure they are very well aware that he is doing nothing but harming the company. You know?
Oh no, absolutely. You know, as soon as he said, "I'm coming back," and the stock price tanked, they looked at it and go, "Well, there's just proof. We can't keep doing this."
Exactly.
Like, it's not even like we want to own the company at this point. We just want to have jobs. And that's kind of what they can get a job anywhere they want to be honest. But, you know, it's just one of those things. It sucks, but whatever. I don't even have any words for it when stuff like that happens because it's obvious. It's just, everybody should already know. Everybody already knew. None of this is really surprising. If anybody's smart, they go, "There's no way in hell we're selling this to Vince, or we're selling from Vince and keeping him. He's going home, right?" Even the Saudi Arabians, who will make a deal with anybody, we're like, "He's going home, correct?
Like,
he's not staying here.
He ain't staying." And like,
No. I'm the crown prince.
There's been a lot of like stuff here the past couple of days, especially they're talking about. It's like, yo, there's a lot of like signs that he is back, like at least in some form or fashion, aiding in creative. And I feel like now we're just kind of waiting everything out, right? Like, when the sale happens, he'll be out, and then we can get back to things being good like they were like initially.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. It is one of those things where it's just, I don't think there's a whole lot with Vince going on right now. I think he's kind of sticking his nose in where it doesn't need to.
Most of everything that has come out about like the clues and hints that he could be back, it's all speculation, right? No, there's nobody saying like straight up, "Oh, he's there, he's working on shit." But there's been like these little clues, and they varied from all kinds of different things. Like, a lot of people, like, there's been a lot of rewrites for WrestleMania leading up. It's like, oh, that smells like Vince, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, well, it's WrestleMania, so I'm sure that probably happens a lot. And then the other one, my favorite one that came out was Vince did this thing when doing creative, right? Where when there was the script or the words or whatever, when there was something that had to be said verbatim, exactly as written, it would be highlighted with a yellow highlighter. That's something Vince McMahon would do. And allegedly, that's not been a thing since Triple H came back. And here lately, they've started seeing the highlighters again. So that was my favorite one that I read today, where it was like this like vague hint that he could be back. A fucking highlighter.
That's, I mean, All right, that actually kind of makes sense. But here's the thing about that. That could be one of those things where they're trying to get something across, and the only
Right.
thing they
I just
know
I
to do
just
to
thought
keep
it was
everybody focused is
yeah.
make sure you say this line here. Oh, we already know to put the highlighters out.
I just thought it was
You just pull
funny
a
that
highlighter
like
out.
people
That's
were
funny,
using
though.
that as as like a thing that's like, oh, he's back. The highlighter.
We saw
Highlighter's back in the
highlighters.
script. He's back.
So stupid. I hate the internet.
All right. Well, anyways, now we got the final match of the show. Well, unless some crazy random match gets announced at SmackDown, this is the final match of the show.
There should be none.
The big one, the real main event, or the second main event. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, undisputed Universal Championship.
Mm-hmm.
This is there's been a formula with these matches especially the past like 6 months or so, where we get kind of the same kind of match where it'll be a pretty like all right match, like it'll kind of have like a slow kind of build up as they kind of like get the crowd amped up, and they'll start doing some shit, and then they'll make the challenger like look real good over Roman, and maybe like reverse the Superman punch or whatever. And then we have like a turning point, which is usually the first ref bump. And then Roman will try to do something nefarious. He'll have Paul Heyman grab a brass knuckles or a chair or whatever, throw it in the ring, and then Roman will try to use it but isn't successful. And then they make the challenger look good for a bit again, and they bring out the ref, or the ref gets up. Then, after he looks good for a bit, then maybe Roman Reigns hits a spear or like a Superman punch. Then, referee goes for the count, and challenger just barely kicks out. Then we fuck around for a little bit. Then we have ref bump 2. Then Roman Reigns is successful with using a chair or has help from the bloodline. And then after the third referee comes out, then Roman Reigns finally is able to get the pin over the challenger. So I think we're going to be using that exact formula, but we're not going to have help from the bloodline. As we were talking about earlier, I think Usos, they're going to come out there and be like, where were you? You're never there for us. Why should we be there for you? And then they walk out. And then while that happens, Cody Rhodes is able to get like whatever finisher that he wants to use off, and then is able to get the win over Roman Reigns. And I'm gonna guess 3 ref bumps. That's where I'm at right now on my ref bump count.
Listen, I don't need you ruining the freaking match for me like this. I don't even want to watch
That
it.
is the exact match, the exact way that it's happening.
That is literally it. That's going to happen. And I just feel, you know what? I feel deflated. I don't know if I can do this anymore, guys. I don't know. It's gonna be the same thing. We all knew this was gonna happen.
It's gonna be the same formula, and I think that is the most logical thing, is the Usos refusing to help after losing the titles because Roman didn't help them. I think that makes the most sense story-wise. Or maybe
you are definitely correct.
Or maybe Jimmy is a little bit more hesitant, but Jay is more like, got a firm stance on not helping him. Maybe like Jimmy runs out there, or they both run out there and Jimmy goes to help, and like Jay grabs him and is like, hold on, Oos, you got to think about this for a moment. Or something, I think that makes the most sense. Or we could, that would be more exciting, right? I think that'd be the more exciting outcome. Or we could go a little bit more normie, less creative, and the Usos come out there, but then Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens also come out there and beat the shit out of them so that they can't help. I mean, that would be less exciting, but it's also an option, I guess. But
I don't even care, man. At this point, just take it off of Roman. That's all I care about.
Like this,
just get there, man. Just get there. That's all I care about. Just get there in a logical way.
None of this match is going to be clean at all. Like, there's going to be so much fuckery in this match, and they're going to flip-flop this shit so many times, just like they did with the Sami Zayn match. God, there were so many times that Sami Zayn match where I was almost in disbelief that he was actually going to win. And that's exactly how this match is going to be.
This match is going to be so dirty.
Roman is going to do everything possible to try to get the win.
It's going to be so dirty. Post-match is going to be exclusively on OnlyFans, and in the tweet about it, it's going to call you daddy. That's how dirty this is. Okay. That's what we're seeing here. Nothing is going to go the right way. It's going to look like WCW 2000. We're just getting it.
Yeah.
But it's to get here. There's a whole point. It's basically
you
to
know,
be the end of Roman.
As sick as I am of, Roman and shit, like this story, especially the last 6 months, has been literally the best thing in wrestling in quite some time. It's been fantastic. And like, look at all the stars we've gotten out of this. Like, Roman's been over for a while. The Usos same, but like this has uplifted them for sure. Solo Sikoa has got a huge boost from all of this, and he doesn't even fucking talk. Fucking Cody Rhodes, look at the spot he's in. He went from being like basically a jobber, dressed up like a fucking clown, and now he's in the main event at the most prestigious show of the year. And then you look at fucking Sami Zayn. Look at fucking Sami Zayn, the position he's in now. So like this whole thing has made such big stars out of everybody involved, and it's great.
This literally just proves exactly what everybody's been saying. It's like these people were already booked well.
Yeah.
Like they were booked well in NXT. They're already stars because of NXT. Everybody loved them from NXT. And you book them now, and now nobody gives a shit about them. And now that we're back here, these people are so good. You give them a little bit of competent booking. I'm not even saying great. I don't know how I feel about where we're at now. I don't hate it, but it's not the most amazing booking I've ever seen. But we're at the point where it's like, well, obviously, if you just give them a little bit of coherent storytelling of any point, it's literally one of those situations where they'll get it over. If you just go, hey, we're going to hit this point, we're going to do these matches, I need you guys to fill in the blanks from here. All of them could have done that.
Yeah.
And they all could have made it look good. Even Roman Reigns, who I give shit to endlessly, I still think could fill it out.
Yeah.
I still think now could do it. And I think now I like him more, and we're going to get less Roman. Roman doesn't want to be out all the time.
Right.
So I won't hate seeing Roman Reigns now.
He's been on top of the world for like 2 years straight now, and I imagine that is stressful as fuck going and doing all this stuff every week.
Especially on a guy who has had health issues before.
He had leukemia.
Yeah. Yeah. So at some point, he's got kids too. He wants to go home for a little while and not be on the road as much.
For a break.
And nobody's going to begrudge him for that in any way, shape, form, or fashion, even if you don't like him as a wrestler. Yeah, man, go home. You got enough money. And you can come, like, when he shows back up again, I won't be tired of him. He'll show back up, it'll be like, hey, look, it's Roman Reigns.
And, like, who better to pass that off to than freaking Cody Rhodes right now?
Cody Rhodes is a freaking workhorse.
Like,
so
it's going to be freaking great.
Cody will get his moment, and Cody deserves a moment, because I like Cody. Cody is ridiculous and weird, but I like Cody. Yeah. I've always wanted him to have. He's a guy, like, he wants to fucking work. He wants to put in the effort, and like he wants to have a good match, and he cares about like the business and how all that shit works. Already showed by doing everything with AEW that he wants to be the face. Well, no, before you're when he was in the Indies, but this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But what he proved is that he could do it in AEW.
Yeah.
Which is be the face of a company. He can absolutely be the face of a company exactly like what you want the face of your company to be. Which is, I'm out there looking good. I make everybody look good. I'm the nicest guy out here. Nobody hates me. Are you kidding?
I feel like
because I treat everyone well.
The one takeaway from this, let's say if we lived in a world where Cody Rhodes stayed in AEW, you know damn well Sami Zayn would be in his spot right now.
Oh, absolutely. It would be
and Sami Zayn would have the belt, and that would be so freaking hype.
Oh, no, you're absolutely right.
A little sad, but, that match that they put on was incredibly good. So.
And now I'm thinking about where we would get with Cody and AEW. Cody would turn heel. Cody would turn heel, rescind his
ways of not wanting to be a heel or never being a heel.
Well, no, not that. He would go into the heel, but he never wanted to establish full heel, full baby face because he could get away with that in there. But it was a dumb idea. He needs to be either heel or babyface. You either be the piece of shit with a dad who got you there. You either be the nepotistic kid who's my dad's the American dream, I'm better than you,
Yeah.
or my dad's the American dream, I have to fight to keep his. One or the other. You
Mhm.
can pull off both, but you have to do it separately, one or the other, one at a time, I should say. So he could have gone a little more heel and gotten the AEW championship by saying, "Oh, by the way, since we renegotiated my contract, I get a shot at the title now."
Yeah.
It would have been easy.
Yeah.
But you know what? Well, you know what else we wouldn't have gotten? You know what? I believe we wouldn't have gotten an AEW if Cody had stayed.
What?
CM Punk.
I mean, he was already there.
He was leaving. That's part of why he went. Because Cody didn't like that. You could tell by the way
Cody was
talked about
unhappy way before that.
Well, no, Cody was unhappy about that, but if Cody had been happy enough to stay, you wouldn't have gotten CM Punk. He was already planning on leaving at that point. You could tell. And with all the stuff that comes out about that, that's about the only conspiracy theory that I have in wrestling. All this other stuff is obvious. Like, you can see obvious things, like people who think the conspiracy theory on this whole, well, we can get into the CM Punk part of it later.
Yeah.
We can talk more about all this later. Because I think that needs to be like a whole thing by itself. There's so much with that.
Yeah. But
Especially recently.
But to cap off what will be a great match, but probably a shit show of all kinds of fuckery,
It will be
Cody Rhodes will get the
spectacle.
dub. He'll get the dub. Like, he's got to win.
Yeah, no,
I
in
mean,
an
like,
absolute spectacle, it'll be Cody
We're in
Rhodes.
this world where, like, you know, people want to think it's like, oh, well, like, there's no reason to take the belt off Roman. Like, this wasn't like a huge build up.
Yes,
Like, we can. And the biggest thing that drives me crazy is like, it's like no, we keep him here and then we run it back at SummerSlam. I'm like, bitch, that's what we've been saying for 2 years. He wins at WrestleMania. It's like, oh, he'll lose at SummerSlam. SummerSlam comes around, he wins. And it's like, he'll drop the belt at WrestleMania. WrestleMania comes around, he wins. It's like, oh, he'll drop it at SummerSlam. I'm like, no. I am tired of people saying that shit. This is
done.
it. End it now. No more.
I am done running around in a fucking circle on this because it's literally one of those flow charts that's just a circle.
Yes, it is.
It's a snake eating itself.
Yes.
I'm fucking over it. I don't want anything to do with it. Let's move on.
Right.
It's not that I hate Roman Reigns. I give Roman Reigns a lot of shit. I make fun of Roman Reigns because he's a large Samoan easy target is what he is. So let's be honest. He's also on top. It's easy to punch up. You got to be real careful when you punch down on making fun of somebody.
Yeah.
But he's easy to punch up too. He's on top. He's there for a reason.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm just some fat guy in a room talking about this. So what does it matter? So like, it's one of those things where I give him crap. But dude, he's is what it is. I don't know where I was going with that.
This is it. It's gonna be the wrap, and then
I just don't want to see it anymore.
We're gonna have the new belt. Like, they've already, like, I showed you that picture. I'll put it up in the video. But like, there's like a rumored title design.
That title is tasty.
The only thing that I have doubts on with that is, like, literally, I don't remember if it was today or if it was yesterday. Triple H, it said, or it was reported that Triple H has now, like, decided on the new world title design.
Yeah, I heard that.
So if that was the case, in my mind, that means that it's not been made yet. Like, he's decided on the design and he's approved it, and it's not ready to be made yet.
A lot of times, what they'll
have like prototypes.
Like that. They'll have a proto.
Right.
They'll have that might have been a really good render.
A prototype, right?
That might be, dude. The only thing I want them to change on the belt. If anybody looked at it, I'll
put
it back up or whatever. No, not the logo. It's fine. It's ridiculous, just like his neck tattoo. So it works for him. It works for him. It's already on his body. Put it on his belt. Whatever.
Yeah.
No, just make the backing of the belt black and yellow polka dots.
Yeah, I liked that idea. That would be a good idea.
That'd be perfect, and it would tie everything together, and it'd be amazing. And it's already a great looking belt. But if this is the vibe we're going for belts, if we're going like NXT belts or like NXT UK belts,
yeah,
let's do that. Let's do that instead.
Yeah,
because those are better looking belts.
The only other thought process I had, right? Like he said, he approved the design of the new world heavyweight title.
Mhm.
Well, that could also mean that, like, obviously, if that was Cody's belt, they're not going to keep that belt for the next guy, you know?
No.
So
He's
that
got
could have
another
been
one.
Cody's belt for his design while he's got it. But Triple
Yep.
H has already approved the new design for the new world heavyweight title when we get to the point when somebody else has the belt.
Yes.
So that's
I think
also
that's exactly
the
what's
thing.
happening.
So
That's
we'll see. I will say if that
definitely where I'm at with that.
if the Cody Rhodes belt if that picture's fake, it's a damn good fake. And
I mean,
it
I think
looks,
it could be a render of some sort,
that's
but
it
it
also
could have been
be
a render.
It could be a
A
render.
render for prototyping. For do you
Yep.
want it to look like
And
this,
it could
or a really good one?
I
But
was
I
gonna
don't think
say
it's a really
it
good
could be
render. I
like
think
some
it's just
kind
a
of
prototype.
fan commissioned thing, but like who the
knows?
fuck would have something like that fan commissioned? That seems a little excessive. But there's a lot of
I'm-
weird people out there, so
Sir, you stream video games and watch wrestling.
That's
Do you
true.
really want to answer that question?
That's a good point.
So yeah, you know
Oh.
who ordered that. Oh, but dude, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be the end. I like it. We're gonna get some good stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. I just know it's gonna be like a whole thing this weekend. Just a
Yep.
pain in the ass with it being so much plus NXT, and I'm gonna want to watch NXT.
Yeah, NXT will probably have to get skipped.
I'm not gonna watch it live. I'm not gonna pay attention to it. I'll watch it later.
Yeah. You're watching this and it is Friday. We will be live Saturday and Sunday for the live react to WrestleMania. So
Just
be sure to subscribe if you've not done so. And like the video if you've not done that yet. And check out all the social links in the description below. We'll have more stuff coming up soon. More game live streams, more podcast episodes, more stuff in general. So yeah, I think that's going to do it. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging and being awesome. Peace out. Take it easy. Have a good one. And we'll see you guys all next time.
peace.